Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Pentiment playthrough. Without further ado, we're turning to Pentiment. So, after speaking with Werner, I would say the next thing we need to do is go talk to Lenhard at the mill. Or we could head to the Steiner house and see if we can talk with Agnes about the herbs, remember? Oh, look at this. Agnes. Andreas, I can't talk right now. I need to watch over Rachel. Alright, sounds good. She's busy with the birth. Alban Bakery maybe has a conversation. Ulrich is there? Yes. Ulrich. God bless you, Andreas. Andreas, God bless you, Ulrich. How have you been? Ulrich, before or after Otto was murdered? Andreas, after. Ulrich, not well. The peasants are angry. Even if what you and Casper said about the abbot makes sense, they don't want to hear it. It's too easy to blame Father Gonneau for Otto's murder. Andreas, do you know anything about who might have killed Otto? Or can you talk to Peter? He's putting everyone in danger by threatening the abbey. We'll go with the first one. Ulrich, Andreas, if I knew anything, I'd tell you. I'd tell Peter. I'm critical of the abbot, but I still love the man. I still love all of the brothers and sisters at Kyrsa. I don't want to see them harmed any more than you do. If I see or hear anything that could help, you'll be the first person I tell. Andreas, we can either say, all right, I'll keep doing what I can, or thank you, Ulrich. Ulrich, it's the least I can do. Keep faith, Andreas, trust in Providence. We are all in God's hands. Anna. Hello, Master Andreas. Greta. God bless you, Andreas. Do with Andres. Andreas, how did you get caught up with another murder? Andreas, bad luck, or I'm not trying to do it, I swear, or maybe God wants me to solve murders instead of making art. I'll say I'm not trying to do it, I swear. Andres, oh, I didn't think you were. Still, it's an awful position to be in. Listen, Andreas, I can't talk any sense into Peter. I understand he's angry. We're all angry, but threatening the abbot. Burning down the abbey, the Duke's soldiers will tear this town apart. Andreas, I'm doing what I can, Andres. Or, if Peter won't listen to you, what makes you think I can carry any more weight than with him? I'll say this one. Andres, I don't know. You lived with the man. I'm just worried. Worried for all of us. Andreas, I understand. I'll talk to you later, Andres. Andres, until then. So let's go talk with Peter. That seems like a good option. Hello, Master Mailer. Anton? Hello, Master Mailer. And Eva. Oh, Andreas. Andreas, I'm so sorry, Eva. Or are you alright? Eva, I knew something like this would happen. He believed in what he was doing. I know he was doing the right thing, Andreas, but I was so scared. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Andreas, I'm sure your family can help you, Eva. Or we'll get through this, all of us. Or it's hard to deal with a death that's so sudden. Eva, if my father doesn't get us all killed. God, I hope he doesn't. I'm sorry, Andreas. I'm just so tired. Andreas, it's alright. Maybe we could come back and share a meal together. Eva, yes, I think that would help. Later then. Andreas, until then. Can we climb these stairs? No. It's so sad to see her without Otto. Cat. Good to see you, Andreas. Andreas, hello, Cat. Martin seems different from how I remember him. What changed? Cat. Oh, that's right. He was still gone by the time you left Tassing. He returned several weeks later, like he always did. Andreas, was it his travels or time that changed him? Or is he still causing trouble for the town? Cat. Only God knows the truth of a man's heart, but I suspect the challenges he faced on the road improved his memories of home. He hasn't stolen anything or run off in years. Truly the Lord provides for his faithful. Andreas. He and Otto were arguing the other day, though. Do you know why? Cat. Were they? I'm sorry, Andreas, but I don't know anything about that. Martin supports Otto in his cause against the abbot's taxes. They didn't have any cause to fight. Andreas. I don't know, Cat. Their argument was quite heated. Would Martin have any reason to hurt Otto? Cat. Of course not. They'd become close friends these past few years. Like brothers. Andreas. Even brothers quarrel. Cat. After Franz died, God blessed me by returning my son to me, healed of his darkness. We should be giving thanks that the Lord led Martin to the light. Andreas, you weren't blind to his flaws before. You know men like him don't change, or... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm just trying to find out who really killed Otto. Or frowned thoughtfully. Yeah. Cat, trust me, Andreas, I know my own son. Martin would never do such a thing. Andreas, as you say, or thank you for talking with me, Cat. Cat, until later, Andreas. Andreas, until then. Martin, hello, Andreas. And here's Brigitta down here. Brigitta, hello, Andreas. Andreas, could you spare a moment, Brigitta? Brigitta, I suppose. What do you need? Andreas, it was so strange seeing Martin. Brigitta, what do you mean? Andreas, it seems like he came back from his travels a changed man. Or, last time I was in Tassing he ran off. Now he's back and I didn't recognize him. Or, he was an ass last time I saw him, but he seems changed now. Brigitta, for the better, yes. For all the grief he gave me, we're happy now. Is that so bad? Andreas, no. No, of course not. He did get into an argument with Otto when I was coming into the town, though. What happened there? Brigitta, why all the questions about my husband, Andreas? Andreas, we can either... I'm looking for any reason someone might want to murder Otto, or I'm trying to figure out who murdered Otto, or remain silent, or we can lie. I'm actually going to lie in this case, and say I'm trying to catch up on everything that's changed in Tassing. Brigitta, you're a poor liar, Andreas. Andreas, we could say, I'm looking for any reason someone might want to murder Otto, or will remain silent. Brigitta, Otto was pressing Martin to support him in the town's commons. Martin's changed, and after his history in this town, he doesn't want to get involved with any more trouble. He didn't want to speak in the commons because he's afraid of the abbot. They squabbled over it, that's all. Andreas, Otto threatened Martin if he didn't cooperate. What was your husband so afraid Otto knew? Help me understand the truth, Brigitta. Brigitta, achievement unlocked among us. Martin does have a secret, I'll tell you. God. My Martin never came back. He died on the road. The man who came back is Jobst Farber. He traveled with my husband, and when Martin died, he took my husband's place. They looked alike. No one even noticed. Wow. Jobst has been a better husband than Martin ever was. He had a rough past, but he's a changed man. He saved the farm and our family. He works hard and lets me spend as much time with Veronica as I want. He's a miracle I never expected to have. I don't know how Otto found out, but I'm not surprised he held it over Jobst to get his way. That wasn't fair of Otto, but Jobst wouldn't kill Otto over it. Wow. Andreas, if anyone finds out he's impersonating Martin, he could face a criminal charge. But how well do you know Jobst really? But has he gotten into trouble before? But he has gotten into trouble before, hasn't he? Brigitta. Please, Andreas. I'm pregnant with his child. He's a good man. Leave us out of this. Andreas. I'll do what I can to keep your family safe, or I can't promise anything, Brigitta. Or Jobst isn't Martin, Brigitta. You don't know what he's capable of. Brigitta. Maybe. I'll see you later, Andreas. Andreas, until then. Let's go talk with Jobst over here. Wow. Is Attilia here? No. That's amazing, isn't it? Wow. Let's talk to Peter. I believe we're supposed to talk to him. Veronica? Veronica, hello, Andreas. Good to see you back in town. Andreas, hello, Veronica. How have you been? Veronica, oh, you know, pulled every which way. Mom's been a cow about when I'll give her grandchildren. As if I'm not doing enough work already. Andreas, it's a good idea to set yourselves up for the future, Veronica. Or are you two having trouble? Or you shouldn't rush something as important as children. Veronica, Christ, Andreas, not you too. Like, I'm sick of everyone telling me how to live my life. I'll have kids when I'm good and ready, thanks. Anyway, I should get back to work. We're all preparing for the festival. Andreas, I'll leave you to it. Until later, Veronica. Veronica, see you, Andreas. Eddie, hello, Andreas. Hans. Hans, hey, Andreas. You really think those soldiers are going to attack the town? Andreas, very possible. Hans, damn. I guess our taxes won't really matter if we're killed. Andreas, yes, that is one way to look at it, or you're not going to get killed. It'll be alright. Hans, I hope so, Andreas. Johann, Andreas, you and me need to talk. Andreas, do we? Or, alright, what's on your mind? Johann, why are you helping the Abbey? You know what he's been doing to our families. Andrea, Peter is threatening the entire Abbey, not just the abbot. Because he's innocent. Johann, innocent? I don't believe it. And even if he didn't kill Otto, he's been slowly killing us for years. I'm not smart like Otto, but I'm not so dumb that I don't know when I'm being shit on. Andreas, like I said, he's innocent. Or, do you really think that burning down the Abbey will make things better? Johann, and like I said, he's been killing us for years. It's not like dying under a sword or being burned. It's a slow smothering. We've never had much, but he swallowed it all, bit by bit. All he's nibbling on now is skin, bones, and pride. If you're gnawing on a farmer's pride, you've already bled him dry. I'm sorry, Johann, but I have to do this, or then the abbot should answer for it, but not by burning the abbey down, or say nothing. Johann, all right, you know what? If you're dead set on this, then I think I can point you towards someone. What, really? Johann, yes, really. It's my nephew, Martin. I can say, oh, or I've heard others voice similar concerns. Or, Martin, really? Excuse me. Johann, yeah, and that's probably why he killed Otto. Andreas, because Otto was suspicious? Johann, because I don't think he's who he says he is. I don't think he's Martin at all. Andreas, why do you think that? Johann, we all see what he wants to see here, Andreas. We all see what we want. The things we don't want to see, we ignore it as long as we can for everyone's sake. I don't say anything about Eva's pretty blonde hair. Jorg doesn't say anything about my daughter's friendship with Brigitta. Brigitta and Kat don't say anything about Martin. Strong Martin, hard-working Martin, faithful Martin. Andreas. Time can change a boy into a very different man, or do you have any evidence? Or so you think he's an imposter because he's too good, or do you have any evidence? Johann, I'm no saint, Andreas, but my brother was a true asshole. His son was even worse. At least Franz was strong and worked hard. There was not a bit of good in Martin when he left. So yes, I think he's an imposter because he's almost as good as my nephew was bad. Andreas, do you have any evidence? Johann, no, just suspicion and a reason not to trust the man. When the abbot decided to give us old Renning Kemper's land, there was a fee that we had to pay. We needed to expand. My brother and I couldn't say no. So the land went to both of us, and after Franz's death, a portion went to Martin. Andreas, it doesn't sound like the worst thing. Or, I don't see any legal problems with that arrangement. Johann, there wouldn't be if Martin hadn't brought up the idea of selling off the lease. That or parceling it out to other families. It gets complicated, but he'd be putting my land on the other side of someone else's. This whole arrangement works because we hold the land together. Andreas, you know what the mob will do if they find out Martin's an impostor, or do you really think Martin, whoever he is, killed Otto? Johann, I think it's possible. If he can sleep with another man's wife and steal his land, maybe he could be a killer too. Andreas, Alright, I'll consider it. Johann, good. That's a great point, Johann. Obviously, we know that that's not actually Martin. It's like Jacob Faust or something. Peter, hello, Andreas. Andreas, Big York, hey, Andreas. Andreas, how are you doing, Yorgar? Can't you get your dad to calm down? We'll go with the first one. How are you doing, York? Big York, I'm alright. Veronica's helping Eva, and Dad's mad at me, mad all the time. I've tried talking to him, but he won't back down now that Otto's well. I don't know what else to do. Won't make the winter, we won't make the winter if we don't do something. Andreas, we'll work something out with the abbot. Just give it time. Or let me solve Otto's murder first. Then we can worry about the rest. Or if Peter hadn't flown off the handle, this would have been a lot easier. Big York, I don't know if we have that long. Better hurry, Andreas. I'll let you get back to it then, until later. So I can't talk with Peter. What about ill Peter? Clara? Hello, Andreas. Ursula? Wow, I can't talk with her. Ursula, hello. Andreas, hello, Ursula, do you remember me? Ursula, no, should I? Andreas. We could say, it's me, Andreas. I've been a friend of your family for ages. Or, I suppose you wouldn't recognize me. I'm not the poor artist your parents boarded. Or, no, you were very young when I was last in Tassing. I boarded in your parents' house. Or, you used to poke me in the foot with a stick to wake me up. Ursula, oh, the artist, Andreas, right? I think you told me a story once. You drew me a flower, too. I still have it. I keep it tucked with my stocking so I won't lose it. Mom and Dad sometimes talk about you. They said you went away for more training. What was that like? Andreas, well, I was in London. I learned a new portrait technique. Ursula, no, not about the art, Andreas, about your travels. Andreas, all right. London has a big bridge going over its river, but the bridge is so big there are buildings on it. Or, have you ever seen a hound without a head? London. Ursula, what, really? It doesn't sink? Andreas, it's very sturdy. I walked across it myself. Ursula, that sounds like the miracles Father Thomas talks about, like the Red Sea splitting. Andreas, I suppose it is. Or it's not a miracle, Ursula. People designed it and built it by hand. Or are you satisfied now? Or God granted mankind the ability to create structures that reflect His glory. The London Bridge is one of them. Ursula, hehe, now you really sound like Father Thomas. Andreas, can I ask you something? Andreas, of course. Ursula, do you know the stories about Perkta and the Wild Hunt? Andreas, a little. I didn't learn about them until I lived here. Why? Ursula, are they bad? Andreas, bad how? Ursula, well, my grandpa tells me things about Perkta and spirits and charms. And the old woman, Ottilia, she talks about them too, and says all these words I don't understand. She told me they're part of the old ways or something. Andreas, so why do you think they're bad? Ursula, well, my dad says that I shouldn't listen to any of it. He said it's nonsense and that Father Thomas would be mad. He said he only tolerates it with old people because they're too stuck in their ways. I don't want to get in trouble, but Grandpa says if I don't learn the old ways, they'll just be forgotten. Andreas, why are you asking me? Ursula, I'm afraid if I ask someone else, they'll tell my dad, or worse, Father Thomas. So are they bad? Andreas, I'll say, no, they're not bad. You should learn what you can while you can. I'm going to say, they're not bad, but those stories could get you in trouble, so maybe you shouldn't learn about the old ways. Ursula, really? Andreas, yes. Some knowledge is dangerous for the soul, even if it doesn't seem like it. Nice. Achievement unlocked. Art of Persuasion. Ursula, alright. Thanks, Andreas. Andreas, until later. Ill Peter, God bless you. So the next decision I'm going to make is I'm going to talk with Lenhard. Let's go to the mill. Alice? Elsa, hello. Forgive me, I've forgotten your name. Andreas. Andreas? Mailer, master artist. You must be Elsa Millerin, the miller's wife. Elsa, oh yes, that's me. My husband has been talking about your arrival. We're pleased you've done so well for yourself. Andreas, thank you. I see the mill has been doing well. Or all the fame has only brought more toil. I've been traveling almost non-stop. Or he didn't seem so interested in me last time I was here. I would say... say all the fame has only brought more toil. I've been thinking about it. Interesting. I see the mill. We'll just go with the mill. Elsa, Lenhart works relentlessly to keep it in good condition. He's very proud of it. It's unique in these parts, inspired by the designs used in the north. So it's very profitable too, and that's important to Lenhart. Who is this young man? Andreas, Casper, my apprentice. Casper, hello, mistress. Elsa, oh, you must meet my darling Paul. He would love to meet someone his age pursuing art. Just not where Lenhart can see. Andreas, I'm sure we can arrange that, or if his father wouldn't approve, maybe I shouldn't. Elsa, that would be delightful, Master Mailer. Thank you both. Andreas, you're most welcome, Elsa. Elsa, I must now return to my work, Master Mailer. Until later. Andreas, until then. Paul. Hello, Master Mailer. Andreas, hello. You're Paul, right? I don't think we spoke last time I was in Tassing. Paul. Yeah, I was just a kid then. Andreas, how are you doing? Paul. I'm alright. Dad keeps talking about his new hunting rifle. It scares me. Andreas, we could say they're brutish weapons, deadly even when handled by the inexperienced, even for hunting. Or I understand, Paul. While we were traveling, we saw rows of soldiers carrying rifles. Or firearms are just tools, Paul. There's no reason to be afraid of them. What we will say is... We'll go with the middle ground. The sight scared me too. It's alright to be afraid sometimes. Paul, Dad says that if you show your fear, you're a coward, and people will take advantage of you. Andreas, your dad is wrong, Paul. Paul, shh. Don't talk so loudly. I need to go. Forget I said anything, Master Mailer, please. Until later. Andreas, until then. We want to talk with Lenhart if we can. For sure we do. Lenhart, Andreas. Andreas, hello, Lenhart. Do you have a moment? Lenhart, sure. What do you want? Andreas, just letting you know I'm on to you, or I know about you and Hannah. We'll say this the first one. Lenhart, what the hell does that mean, Andreas? Andreas, it means I overheard things that don't look good for you. Or it means you should be more careful in where you meet up with the women in this town. Or it means I know about you and Hannah. Lenhart, ha. What do you think you're going to do about it? I've fucked most of the women in this town, Andreas. No one has ever done anything about it. You won't change that. You don't scare me. What do you want? You said Andreas, you said I could be a problem. Or, you asked Hannah if she could be a murderer, but she never answered. Do you think she killed Otto? Or she said you both wanted Otto gone. Lenhart, not very delicate about the matter, are you? No, I don't think she did. She's a devilish woman, sure, but too cowardly. She won't ever admit to her husband he's a cuckold, much less murder Otto. I told you already, look to Martin. There's something off about him, and Otto knew it. Now, can we be done with this tiresome inquisition? I have things to do. Pet stop, that sounds nice. Okay, so that didn't lead to anything fruitful. So where can we go from here? I mean, I'm not really certain where we're supposed to go with this one. I talk with literally like everybody in town. Maybe I talk with Gertrude again? Casper, oh no, the peasants looted everything in here too. Or we could, Andreas, we could say, oh no, the ciborium and tabernacle have probably belonged to the abbey for centuries. Or, this may be more difficult than I had thought. Or, of course they did. The sacristy is just piles of gold in the shapes of crosses and candlesticks. Or the sacristy holds chalice, ciborium, and tabernacle the abbey uses for mass. This is sacrilege. Tabernacle holds the Holy Host in a locked and secure box between services of the Eucharist, God's holy place. Ciborium, a cup or other vessel for the Holy Host to sit within before and after the Eucharist, typically made of precious metals. We should still look around to see if anything is left. Casper, I don't see anything, Master. Casper, oh look, a journal. Andreas, it might be Guy's ledger. Let's take a look. I don't understand any of this. Andreas, let me take a look at these entries. The Abbey's income, mostly donations from pilgrims. It's not much. Andreas, these are the Abbey's expenses. Some of these numbers are awfully high. Andreas, wait a minute. I think I see now. Ah, of course, Guy uses double bookkeeping. I use the same for the accounts at home. The Abbey is struggling to make ends meet, but the accounts seem to balance out. Andreas, oh? This page is not part of the ledger. Andreas, it's just a sheet of parchment with a few notes. But why was it tucked away in this ledger like this? Hang on, those lemons we found in his desk. I wonder if he used lemon juice to light an invisible message. Oh, I do think I smell lemon on the parchment. Casper, bring me that candle over here. If we hold the page over the fire, we might find something. Andreas, oh my. Guy was stealing from the Abbey. In March alone, he stole almost 7 florins worth of funds. Casper, that's as much as my father makes in months. Andreas, he's sending it to the account of an Augsburger man who is depositing it with the Fuggers. Who are the Fuggers? Oh, where's my mouse? Ah, okay. If Otto knew about this, Guy would certainly have motivation to silence him. At the very least, it's evidence we can use to show Guy was sending skimmed money to a proxy account in Augsburg. Duplicitous accounts, the Abbey ledger. Does it say where we could go with that information? messages. Let's talk with Guy, I guess. Guy again, Andreas? What is it this time? Andreas, I need to talk to you about Otto's murder. Guy? Oh, I'll help in any way I can. Andreas, I know about the money you were stealing from the Abbey. Guy, keep your voice down. Where did you hear that? Andreas, I am asking the questions. Oh, Guy, do go on. Andreas, that's it. That's all I know at the moment. Guy, and that's all you will know because there's nothing more to know. There's nothing else. God bless you, Andreas. Maybe we can tell Ferenc or the abbot about this. Here we go. And that's where we'll go ahead and end the video there for this week. And so with that, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel. Light to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.